Thank you for supporting the videos which were already uploaded, and I really appreciate your time. In continuance with, we are going to talk about the tax aspects of demerger, the benefit relating to it. So, moreover, there is a link for the Telegram group. People who are not aware of, Telegram is another app where you can create the group up to 10,000 people can be added. So just share the link with the people you know, make the community big. The people who are pursuing your CS course are professionals, or they are any deliberation or any discussions or any videos which they're looking forward to will be uploaded. But specifically, for now, for few months, the curriculum with respect to executive and professional will be uploaded entirely on the channel. So stay tuned. The videos which you'll see will be a quick go through, so there won't be any much of the detailed discussion, but yes, it will be along with the clarity. The videos which you'll watch is very beneficial for the purpose of revision, and the notes with respect to the videos, please join the Telegram. The videos and the presentation has already been shared for the previous 102 videos have been already uploaded on the channel. So again, thank you for motivating me. Please share your feedback and like, subscribe, and share with the people you are well known of. So, talking about the tax aspects of demerger, tax concessions shall be available to the demerged company, shareholders of the demerged company, and the resulting company. So, demerged company capital gains are not attracted because it does not consider as transfer. Transfer ही नहीं मानते. But the condition is resulting company has to be a Indian company. Tax concession to the foreign demerged company. Now the foreign company holds share in an Indian company and transfer in the pursuance or scheme of demerger to the resulting company. So the conditions for the benefit of the taxation would be only if the 3/4 of the shareholder of the demerged foreign company shall remain the shareholder of the resulting company, and such transfer do not attract capital gain where the foreign company is incorporated. So provided provision of 391 to 394 shall not apply in case of demerger. Talking about the reserve of shipping business, any shipping business acquired out of reserve till 8 year, there won't be any deemed profit for the purpose of tax. Moving forward, tax concession to the shareholders of the demerged company. So transfer or issue of shares by the result company under the scheme shall not be regarded as transfer only if such transfer with respect to the consideration for scheme, यानी कि transfer only for consideration. Now, case 1, shareholder hold the shares in demerged company, shareholder hold the shares in resulting company. Now, where the shares are not transferred pursuant to a scheme of demerger, the cost of acquisition shall be calculated as below. Cost of acquisition in resulting company shall be the net book value of the asset transferred upon net worth of the demerged company. Net book value of the assets as appears in the balance sheet, and net worth you have to calculate by paid up share capital plus general reserve. That will be by before demerger. In the case of demerged company, it shall be the cost of acquisition originally held deemed to be required by 49 2C. So over here, section 49 subsection 2C, here you have to look into, you have to refer over here. So that will be the net book value of the asset transfer upon net worth of demerged company. That you have to give the reference. So the cost of acquisition shall be originally held, and after the value has been arrived in the resulting company has to be deducted from the second. So let's just say this is A, this is B. So book value in the resulting company, the cost of acquisition in the resulting company has to be deducted by cost of acquisition in demerged company, which was originally held by the shareholder when he became the shareholder of the company when it was not demerged. Talking about the period of holding, Capital asset being shares in an Indian company becomes property of the SEC in the consideration of demerger. There shall be included period for which share were held in the demerged company. तो जहाँ से demerged company में आपने held करे थे तो वहाँ से shares consider करे जाएंगे. Talking about tax concession to the resulting company, where demerger satisfy all the condition laid down in section 219 AA. Resulting company is an Indian company. Talking about the expenditure on acquisition of patent right. So here on we'll go on with the section wise. So section 35A. It shall be allowed for 14 years, subject to the expenditure in equal portions. So जितना आपने expenditure करा है उसको divide by 14 करके you just can go and deduct it. Received right on 1st of the 8th 2000, expenditure on 1st of the 8th 2003. बेनिफिट वहाँ से स्टार्ट होगा जहाँ से आपको राइट्स रिसीव हुए हैं, यानी कि 14 years यहाँ से काउंट होंगे. Rights come to end without being referred, restored, or where whole or any part of right are sold. No deduction be allowed in further subsection 1. Further, talking about the cost of acquisition, where the cost of acquisition is more than the sale proceed. Okay, the cost of acquisition is more than the sale proceed, then and it is sold somewhere in between while the deduction period is going on, the 14 years are going on, somewhere sold in between, then the cost of remaining unallowed, so cost of unallowed, so जितने period के लिए रह जाएगा, cost of unallowed will be reduced by the sale proceed, shall be allowed in respect of year which right come to an end. So इसका जो amount आएगा, this is the benefit which you can avail in the previous year where the right come to an end. So currently financial year में previous year की income obviously you calculate in assessment year. So assessment year में हम ये सारी चीज़ें calculate करेंगे और previous year में इसका benefit इस amount के बराबर होगा. Talking about the cost of acquisition is less than the sale proceed. So now the cost of acquisition is less than sale proceed. I mean sale proceed you have sold in a higher amount than how much you have acquired for. Talking about the cost of remaining allowed, shall so much of the excess do not exceed the difference between cost of acquisition and remaining allowed shall be chargeable to tax. So cost of remaining unallowed shall be, जो benefit मिलेगा that should not exceed between cost of acquisition and cost of unallowed expense. एक सेकेंड, इससे ज़्यादा का आप बेनिफिट क्लेम नहीं कर सकते, और जितना अनअलाउड बचेगा इसके डिफरेंस के बाद इफ देयर इज एनीथिंग व्हिच इज रिमेनिंग लेफ्ट ओवर, इतना तो जितना इसका आंसर आएगा जिसका आपको बेनिफिट मिलेगा. होल्ड ऑन, लेट मी शो यू. सो इसका जो भी XYZ रिजल्ट आया, this will be the benefit you can claim, and anything excess left with the sale proceed shall be chargeable to tax. Moving further, where the part of right is sold in subsection 4 over here, does not apply amount of deduction allowed in subsection 1, shall be arrived by proceed of sale less cost of acquisition unallowed, and the remainder shall be divided by the number of the relevant previous year which have not been expired. यानी कि जितना टाइम अब रह गया है उसको रिमाइंडर से डिवाइड कर देना, then amount of deduction will be available कि आपको कितना benefit मिलेगा. Talking about the scheme of amalgamation, amalgamating company, sell or otherwise transfer amalgamated company being an in company. So provision of 3 or 4 shall not apply. I mean this will not apply. ये जो हमने let me highlight it, एक ये वाला benefit और एक ये वाला benefit, this won't be available when we are talking about the merger amalgamation of Indian company. And the provision shall apply as if the transfer has not taken place. Moving on further, the scheme of demerger, the demerger company sells or otherwise transfer the license to the resulting company being the Indian company. Same as above, the provision will not apply as if the transfer has not taken place, and the benefit of 3 or 4 shall not be considered. Talking about the next point, expenditure of know-how, 35AB. Now SSE has paid in a previous year relevant to the assessment year commencing on or before 1st April 1998. So इसकी पहली condition है on or before 1st April 1998. Any lump sum consideration for acquiring know-how for the purpose of his business. Then जो benefit मिलेगा जितना आपने expenditure करा है उसका पहले तो 1/6 of such expenditure shall be deducted of such expenditure in computing profit and gains of the business for that year. इसके बाद जो balance होगा that will be equally distributed for 5 years, 5 previous year right after that, the succeeding year. Then in case of know-how developed in a lab, university, institution, in that case 1/3 of the expenditure or 2 equal installments on the next succeeding previous year. Okay. In the case of merger, amalgamation, demerger, resulting company, amalgamated company eligible for deduction as if no merger amalgamation has taken place. So ये अगर आपने even आपने ये benefit claim कर रहे हो और बीच में मर्जर अमलगमेशन या डिमर्जर हो जाता है, मान लिया जाएगा बेनिफिट आपको मिलेगा इस तरीके से कि हम मान के चलेंगे कि ऐसी कोई स्कीम या कॉम्प्रोमाइज अरेंजमेंट कुछ हुआ ही नहीं. टॉकिंग अबाउट द एक्सपेंडिचर फॉर ऑब्टेनिंग लाइसेंस टू ऑपरेट द टेलीकॉम. पहला कैपिटल नेचर का होना चाहिए. It for the purpose of acquiring right to operate telecommunication service either before or the commencement of business to operate telecommunication service or at any time during the previous year for which payment has been actually made to obtain license. ठीक है, या आपको पहली चीज़ दिमाग में रखनी है कि that should be of capital nature. Second, it is only for the purpose of acquiring the telecommunication service right either before the commencement of the business or at time during the previous year for which payment has actually been made. So there's no thing with respect to the commencement. Deduction for each relevant previous year in equal fraction, यानी कि जितना आपने expenditure करा उसको हम equal installment तोड़ के आपको benefit देंगे. Even the license transfer whole or part, the proceed of transfer is less than expenditure incurred, यानी कि आपकी cost से ज़्यादा थी और आपको जो आपने redeem कराया that is less, then the deduction equal to such expenditure remaining allowed be reduced by the proceed of transfer. As we've done before, unallowed be reduced by sale proceed, और जितना amount है that shall be allowed in the year in which license was transferred. Third point, if incurred to obtain license, the amount of remaining expenditure shall be chargeable to income tax. तो अगर ये आपके जो सेल प्रोसीड है ज़्यादा हैं, सो जितना आपने एक्सपेंडिचर करा टू ऑब्टेन यानी कि आपकी कॉस्ट ऑफ एक्विजिशन में से हम अमाउंट ऑफ एक्सपेंडिचर जो अलाउड नहीं हुआ, जो आप अभी तक अवेल करने वाले थे, उसको आप एडजस्ट करना, वो अमाउंट भी चार्जेबल टू टैक्स. तो इसमें कोई बेनिफिट नहीं मिलेगा सेल प्रोसीड के साथ एडजस्ट करने का. और यहाँ पे पॉइंट 3 और पॉइंट 4 एज एक्सप्लेन्ड प्रायर, सेम सिचुएशन विल बी टेकन केयर. In event of whole or any part of the license is transfer is equal, तो कोई डिडक्शन वाली बात ही नहीं, आपको वैसे ही आपने जितनी कॉस्ट इनकर करी थी उतना आपको बेनिफिट ऑलरेडी मिल गया. Talking about the event of transfer for whole or part of licenses transfer, 3 does not apply. Then proceed of transfer, जहाँ पे 3 अप्लाई नहीं होता. प्रोसीड ऑफ ट्रांसफ़र में से आप एक्सपेंडिचर जितना अलाउड है उसको रिड्यूस कर लेना, और जो रिमाइंडर आएगा उसको नंबर ऑफ प्रीवियस ईयर जिनका बेनिफिट नहीं लिया गया है उससे डिवाइड कर देना. इतना डिडक्शन आपको मिल जाएगा. Where there is a scheme of amalgamation, demerger or otherwise amalgamating company, resulting company, provision of 2, 3, 4 will not apply. Rest same. Provision ऐसे होगा कि जैसे कि आपका ट्रांसफ़र कभी हुआ ही नहीं. So there won't be any difference. You can go ahead and claim the benefit. Any deduction taken by ICSI in previous year under 1 shall not be allowed to take deduction under 32 subsection 1 of the Income Tax Act in the same or any subsequent previous year. Moving on further, talking about the amortization of certain preliminary expenses 35D. SSE is an Indian company or a person who is resident in India from 31st March 1970. Any expenditure specified in subsection 2 before the commencement of his business or after the commencement of his business in connection with the extension of his undertaking in connection with the setting up a new unit. With the extension of the undertaking in connection with the setting up of a new unit. So कुछ नया बना रहे हैं. ध्यान रखिएगा जो आपका डिडक्शन होगा इस केस में दैट विल बी 1/10 ऑफ द एक्सपेंडिचर फॉर ईच सक्सेसिव 10 years फ्रॉम द प्रीवियस ईयर जहाँ से बिजनेस एक्चुअली कमेंस हुआ है, और द एक्सटेंशन ऑफ अंडरटेकिंग इज कंप्लीटेड, और द न्यू यूनिट कमेंस प्रोडक्शन और ऑपरेशन. सो 3 सिचुएशन 1/10 का बेनिफिट मिलेगा आपको इस केस में. In the case of extension of new undertakings while setting up of a new unit, 1/10 of expenditure for 10 years. Okay, and the benefit will start from commencement of business or extension when extension of the business is completed, or with respect to the production. That is only the if SSE incurs after. So benefit हम देखते हैं अगर 31 मार्च 1998 के बाद स्टोरी क्या हो जाती है. 1998 के बाद जो आपको रिडक्शन अवेल होगा that will be 1/5 of such expenditure for 5 years. Now expenditure के बारे में बात करते हैं. That shall be in connection with the preparation of feasibility report, preparation of project report, conducting marketing survey or any other statutory necessary for the business of the SSE, engineering service relating to the business of SSE carried out by himself or by a concern for which time being approved by in this behalf by the board. इसका खर्चा. Legal charges for drafting agreement between SSE or any other person जहाँ पे SSE is a company. Legal charges, MOA, AOA, printing of MOA, AOA, fee for registering under the Companies Act in connection with the issue of subscription by the way of commission, brokerage charges, type of voting, किसी भी तरीके के charges will be deducted. Third, the aggregate amount of expenditure in 2 if that exceed, अगर इस तारीख के बाद if the amount exceed 2.5% of cost of project, or SSE being an Indian company at the option of company, the capital implied in cost of project or capital employed. After 31st March, replace with 2.2. सो यहाँ पे केस में 5% मतलब 5% का जो बेनिफिट है वो नहीं मिलेगा, उसकी जगह आपको मिलेगा only if after this date your expenditure exceed cost of project or capital employed का 2.5%. Moving further, the SEC is a person other than a company or a corporate society. कोई deduction नहीं मिलेगा unless the account of SSE has been audited, furnishes a return of income from the first year in which deduction under this section is claimed. Audit report is being given by the duly signed by the accountant, setting up with the particulars as may be prescribed. Undertaking is transferred in the event of amalgamation or demerger. No deduction shall be admissible. So यहाँ पे we will consider कि कोई deduction नहीं हुआ. Merger amalgamation will be applied to the company. So if I talk about in this scenario, so first is no deduction shall be available for the amalgamating or the demerged company, but the provision of subsection 1, which is this, shall apply to amalgamating company, demerged company as if such has not taken place. अब प्रोविजन 1 तभी अप्लाई होगा जब 31 मार्च 1970 को एक्सपेंडिचर हुआ हो. So now I don't think this will be any relevant, there has relevancy anymore. Now deduction under this section if availed shall not be claimed deduction anywhere else. So once claimed, done. Talking about treatment of expenditure on prospecting etc. of minerals, section 35 subsection 35E of subsection 7A. For prospecting for the extraction of production of any minerals after 31st March 1970. Quite old law. To SSE being an Indian company or a person other than a company, deduction shall be 1/10 of the expenditure for the previous year, or shall be sufficient to reduce the nil of the Indian company, whichever is lower. So no carry forward for the 10 from the 10th year, anytime during the 4 years being for the first year prior to production, any activity relating to the prospecting of any mineral or group associated mineral specified in part A and B of the schedule. These are the conditions, and the time of commencement of the production, on-site acquisition of on acquisition of site, any rights or acquisition of any such a site, acquisition of any deposits of mineral or group or any other rights of such deposit, capital nature, admissible under section 32, shall not deem to be expenditure. So किसी भी तरह का खर्चा जहाँ पे आप साइट एक्वायर करते हो, या any right to extract from such site, किसी तरीके का deposit या कोई भी capital nature will not consider to be an expenditure, provided any profit therein where it's made directly or indirectly by any other person, sale, salvage, compensation, insurance realized by the SEC in respect of any property. The condition for deduction apart from the company or a corporate society, no deduction under this section unless accounts are audited. Return of income has to be submitted in a prescribed form, duly signed and verified by the accountant. No carry forward, transfer prior to 10 years. So 10 साल के अंदर अंदर अगर आपने ट्रांसफ़र कर दिया इसका बेनिफिट लेने के बाद, so carry forward will not be given. Be admissible to the amalgamated company or demerged company. The provision of this section shall apply to same as the amalgamating company or the resulting company. So deduction claim within the section shall not allow deduction under any provision of the act. So if you have taken a benefit under 35E, you're not allowed to have the benefit anywhere else. Talking about the treatment of bad debts, section 36. For computing of the 28, the following deduction shall be allowed at bad debts: any amount of bad debt or part thereof which is written off as irrevocable in the accounts of SSC for the previous year. In the case the SEC to which clause 7A applies, the amount of deduction equals to bad debts adjusted with the credit available, excess available for deduction. Okay, so amount of deduction is if there any credit available, adjust the bad debt, otherwise let it be. In the case of any amount which is included previously for computation of income under section 28, then such amount may become irrevocable for any part thereof. Such shall be allowed for a deduction. Where any debt or part thereof of the demerged company have been taken over by the resulting company, such shall be allowed as deduction. Okay, then you have G, amortization of expenditure of amalgamation or demerger, section 35 DD. 1/5 of the expenditure in the previous year, and for the 5 years such merger amalgamation take place. So 1/5 for 5 years. Kahan se? From the date merger amalgamation has taken place. Carrying forward and setting off business losses, unabsorbed depreciation of the demerged company. For 5. On which is directly relatable to the undertaking transfer to the resulting company. Allowed. If the transfer is done partly, then proportion of such, so ये proportionate basis पे मिला जाएगा जिस proportion में asset transfer हुए हैं undertaking के. So central government by the notification into official gazette specify to the demerger conditions to ensure the business purpose. Moving on further. This is the last slide. Deduction available under section 180 1A and 181A B 12. Now, reduction in respect of the profit gain industrial undertaking or engage in infrastructure development. Undertaking of Indian company transfer to another Indian company in merger amalgamation, किसी भी तरीके का deduction नहीं मिलेगा. Another expected benefit shall be available to the amalgamated company, not the amalgamating, only to the amalgamated company. From deduction in respect of profit and gains from the industrial undertaking other than the industrial taking, then same, not available to amalgamating or the demerged company. Only benefit will be available to the resulting and amalgamated company. So this is me signing off. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. All the best for your exams. Next you have reverse merger to the upcoming video. Thank you so much, and stay tuned, and all the best for your exams.